Hey everyone, this is the video that will focus on Tier 2 interventions for those students identified as not responding well to school and class-wide Tier 1 tools. The second step in the MTSS model means increasing interventions and commonly includes behavioral contracts, self-monitoring, increased home and school communication, mentoring programs, additional reinforcement, and small group interventions. Our data collection will be important in order to move into this next tier. We will pull information from direct observations, behavioral rating sheets, point sheets, behavior rating scales, and other data such as number of class removals, office referrals, attendance, suspensions, and so forth. Tier 2 interventions are less effective when educators assign them to students without personalization. Tier 2 is not a one-size-fits-all and should focus on individualization. Educators should ask, what Tier 2 intervention is likely to be most effective for particular students? There are a variety of tools for tailoring interventions for each child. Again, please reach out to the social work team in order to explore some of these tools, like the Student Intervention Matching or SIM form. The following are a few frequently used Tier 2 interventions. Behavioral contracts should be developed with the student, focus on the positive behaviors schools want to see, and involve incentives. These contracts are designed for students who respond well to school-based rewards and pair well with pre-correction and prompting from teachers. It is important to note that behavioral contracts are effective for students who can perform certain behaviors or skills but choose not to do so. A student who won't do the problem is very different from a student who cannot yet do the problem. Self-monitoring is designed to increase self-management by prompting the student to reflect on their performance and record their own behaviors, typically with charting. This best fits those students who struggle with self-regulation and engage in relatively frequent rates of problem behavior. Home communication interventions are intended to improve collaboration and consistency across the student's main environments. This should involve parent buy-in or training to encourage consequences at home based on the child's behavior at school. Caregivers are best able to individualize rewards for positive reports home, and vice versa, loss of privileges when the goal is not met in order to encourage a better day next time. Communication is also important as guardians can share information about outside stressors that may be impacting student behavior at school. Mentoring-based support assigns a mentor who can provide positive regard and feedback on a daily basis. This involves several important components. 1. Momentum and getting the day off to a good start. 2. Pre-correction or cutting problems before they start. 3. Feedback and letting the student know how they're doing. And 4. Positive reinforcement by recognizing and rewarding the student. The check-in, check-out program consists of students daily checking in with an adult at the start of school to retrieve a goal sheet and encouragement. Teachers then provide feedback on the sheet throughout the day, and the student returns to check in at the end of the day. Additionally, the sheet can be sent home to be signed and returned at the following check-in. Reinforcement is what we do following the student's behavior that will either strengthen or decrease said behavior. Scientific research has confirmed that all people, including students, are motivated intrinsically and extrinsically. Depending on the academic activity, a person may rely more on intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. Schools that employ a combination of both strategies are most successful. Breaks often benefit students who exhibit disruptive classroom behavior aimed to avoid doing academic work. Students are given passes and taught how to appropriately request a break by issuing a class pass. Students can choose to hold onto the passes in order to exchange them for an item, activity, or special privilege. The success of this intervention lies in student choice, increasing tolerance for academic work, and access to desired activity on an intermittent basis. As social workers, we're here to help and want every teacher to feel supported and be successful along with the children in our district. In addition to interventions being more effective when they are tailored to the students, they must also be something that will work for you and your classroom. The social work team has resources available for ongoing data tracking and worksheets designed to make implementing Tier 2 interventions easier. Please reach out to us to work together on Tier 2 interventions in your classroom.